although it wasn't in an advancing stage. The Argentina come in, as you said, Phil, licking their wounds after Venezuela really pounced magnificently on the opportunities, and Argentina, with all the class and ability, couldn't break them down very often. Well, they will be entertained here today. Morocco under Hervé Renard, another team that really has been showing up in an improving run of form. And as you say, they've booked their ticket already to the Africa Cup of Nations, which we'll have on beIN Sports. So looking forward to that in the summer.
A few whistles in the background. Fans seem geared up for this one. Mentioned the stadium relatively new, holds about 45,000. They can't expand it all the way out to 65,000. And it looks to be a gorgeous sight. And the fans showing their colors here as Morocco has to have a little bit more confidence than maybe when the contract was drawn up that they would get more than a good night. They might actually get a good win with this new look Argentina. It's kind of been the same old sad song, and Venezuela was able to snatch an historic victory. Morocco will now look to get one of their own. Few changes in the starting lineup. We'll go through that for Lionel Scaloni, but let's just say it's the same old problem for Argentina, trying to live up to the billing. There's Hervé Renard. Actually has a jacket over that iconic white shirt. So if he's bundled up, it has to be just a bit chilly. Kickoff just a few moments away.
Well, as we wait for, there you go, the CD is in.
Fans letting out their roar, and the game hasn't even gotten underway. Lionel Scaloni talking about fond memories. Well, a few new ones will be made over the next 2 hours. Well, taking a look in at this beautiful grand stadium, here's how Morocco will come out. And again, you see Yassine Bono, the Montreal-born goalkeeper, who's assumed the #1 position for the Moroccan side in goal. Mazraoui, Hakimi, both good down the flanks. Hervé Renard with Younes Belhanda pulling the strings. You see Hakimi going out to that left back spot. You can actually play both positions, left and right back. And the Albiceleste, well, that sky blue, a little watered down, and maybe appropriately so. Not quite back to a full strength Argentina, Ray.
Well, missing the magic man, of course, the man who's dragged this country to the World Cup final and 3 Copa America finals. Missing in action, windy night, and players hate wind, so expect accidents and a lot of hurly-burly, and maybe a bit of crash pan wallop glory as well from this Moroccan side, who's, look at the Albiceleste washed out shirts on the other side, as a team that could be taken here after they come in off that disaster against Venezuela.
They're the numbers for Argentina that will be on the uniforms, and no number 10 out there. But there is a lot of talent that really needs to step up. There were a few promising moments even in that defeat against Venezuela, but when it comes down to it, you need more than promise, you need to deliver. Pereira back into the midfield. Paredes will move up. Montiel and Acuña, as Argentina goes back to the 4-back. Paulo, Dybala and Lautaro Martínez. Lots of potential offense up front. Can they deliver? And we are underway. The Zambian referee, Janny Sikazwe, the 39-year-old, part of the 2018 World Cup. This one trickles across. It's going to be a throw-in for the home side. Jose Hernandez, Pablo Marinho on our Spanish side. Bill Shane alongside the almost birthday boy, Ray Hudson. Just passed, and I guess a little belated president is Argentina in action. Ball rolled into the middle as Argentina pushing into the attack. Driving across, Rodrigo to Paulo, back post, it's loose, and Bono pounces. A golden chance for the Albiceleste.
This is started by a wonderful little delicate feathered pass by Paulo Dybala, his first touch of the game. In these conditions, it's absolutely a peach of a little pass. Wonderful link up right away from the Albiceleste, and La Joya wanting it more and more. Oh, please let me see that again. What a piece of magic. It is a nutmeg on El Hamadi by Dybala. Brilliant touch. And that's why they call him La Joya. A jewel. Beautiful.
Again, taking a look back as he unveils this little touch of magic. Well, they're the offside. See if we can get that creativity as Morocco pushing into the attack. Belhanda trying to sneak it down the line. Hakimi rolls it wide, but no one was there. Hakimi with a little bit of a lean.
Well, we often come into these games with your weather reports, Phil, and you talk about the breeze and the wind, and the flags are just limp. But here today is a stiff wind, and here is a piece of Juan Roman Riquelme reborn in the shape of Pablo Dybala. Thank you, Mr. Producer.
Karim El Ramadi might have put that one in his notebook.
The wonderful rolling nutmeg, Phil. Absolutely succulent.
Ball slammed long. Manuel da Costa heading it back the other way. Poked free by Argentina.
Argentina in these conditions has started to really this game very, very well. You see the ball's just rolling away from the players at times as well. Always difficult to get adjusted to these conditions. The surface looks beautiful. The ball will be taking some weird directions that we just saw there. Lovely skill again from Hakimi.
And he's done quite well, but it looks like Real Madrid under Zinedine Zidane might look elsewhere, although it was Zidane that gave Hakimi his first chance, so who knows. But Dortmund glad to have him. A player down and whacked away by Dybala into touch to allow the trainers to come in.
And this took place in that last interception by Morocco. There's a couple of challenges that looked a little bit rough and ready. That's really not one of them. Not too much there. Body certainly coming across from Paredes.
Good look at the 50-year-old Hervé Renard.
Very good job. He loves it in Africa, in Zambia, Angola, Ivory Coast. So he, remember that game against Portugal, Phil, and Cristiano Ronaldo and that Portuguese side. They found it difficult against this Moroccan side, and they played well. But Portugal came away with that 1-0 win. Job done.
It is strange when you think about it, because you talk about the success he's had as a national team manager, and relatively young one, going back to his start with Zambia back in 2008. Looking on the other side of the 40-year-old Rosario native Lionel Scaloni, but Hervé Renard has had a few chances with club teams, most recently Lille, and they were disastrous.
Ball held
Almost
up again
stolen
by the wind. It's really difficult, and they're dicing with death on their short balls there.
It sounds strange to talk about the wind at ground level, Ray.
Saw Seiss there having serious words with Da Costa and saying, let's clear the lanes when we're being pressed like that.
Tracking back.
It's admirable that they're still looking to play out of the back until they get their feet on the right legs in these conditions, but it is a very stiff wind. This is no breeze. This is very strong. There's that green mosquito or something flying around there.
There's a good look at Boutaïb, 31 years of age, his 24th start for the Egyptian-based striker.
You enjoy watching them at the World Cup, Phil? I know I did.
Morocco, absolutely.
Yeah. Along with your Peru.
They were one of the teams that, well, actually, a lot of teams,
yeah,
even among the Cinderellas, threw a monkey wrench in.
Absolutely. And Russia was the biggest wrench in the monkey. Good shake up here by Argentina's Scaloni, and defensively as well. That's beautiful skill.
Boutaïb holding on, finally poked away by Kannemann.
Yep. And big Boutaïb showing anything La Hoya can do, I can do just as well. Being his football in Zamalek in Egypt, a little bit of argy-bargy.
At ground level, a little dizzying. The referee trying to keep focused, and right now Sikazwe already has the card in hand. Kannemann.
Some vehement protestations going on here. And as you say, Kannemann leading the charge. They saw something that was very untoward, and it looks like both teams have got access to grind here. So
Yellow.
Let's see if the referee dishes it out one way or the other.
Belhanda, he's still got the card in his hand, but Kannemann still barking. Take another look.
One of the players as well protesting about these idiots with the laser beams directing towards the player's eyes.
There it is again. Wish there was a way to get rid of those technologically, but
I wish there was a way to get rid of the idiots that hold the technology, because that's the problem. Morons.
See if security can get it done before the game is over. 9th minute. Lifted in.
Ball.
Ball flicked high in the air and brought down by Andrada.
I can't remember the last time we did a game, Phil, where the conditions were as violently windy as this. And look at the nets behind Andrada as well. They are like pulling the pegs out.
Poked free by Guido Rodríguez.
Nice play, good lead.
Little pass up the line for Pereira. Measures it back. Driving in Dybala, but he can't get the shot. Pereira with the stop. But he was in an offside position.
Wonderful play from Argentina. Really sparkling. Pereira leading the charge. And there's a lovely pullback for La Joya. And Paulo nearly pulls this one off. Ricochets again back to the provider with good football. Sharp, insightful, creative, on the run from Argentina. You'd think that this Morocco team would be very happy not to see Messi, but of course the disruptions on the financial basis have the Moroccan Football Association in a real conniption for Messi not being here. But Argentina looking good, Phil, at the start of this game. And we'll be seeing it all game long, like a stuck record. The conditions nasty. Beautiful skill again. Just trickles away from Dybala.
Hard challenge, and Martínez is down. And again, looks like the last warning from Sikazwe to tone things down.
Yeah,
he is a teacher, so he's used to dealing with unruly children. Rolled all the way back to Walter Kannemann. Maybe one of the few Argentines who actually upped his status in that performance against Venezuela off the bench. A lot of clubs, including Arsenal, looking at him as a potential pickup.
Beautiful lead.
Sliding inside is Mazraoui.
Nicely.
Around the run, Boutaïb takes the shot, but right at Andrada.
Wonderful football from Morocco. Lovely lacing of the passes. Mazraoui, beautiful on the run. And then falling to big Boutaïb. Here again, there's this wonderful run from the number 3. And that's a lovely lead pass. But the Ajax man, 21-year-old Phil, another one of those players in the Ajax system. They know the real deal. Those lads from Amsterdam, and they've got a good one in Mazraoui.
Well, Hakim Ziyech also from Ajax, but unavailable due to injury. Harit also a scratch. Although for Argentina, losing both Messi and Pity Martínez, a big change in the attack here today. Tackled away, poked free by Paredes. There's Dybala. Draws attention, and it's stripped away by El Hamadi. Nice layoff by Belhanda. Boutaïb, Belhanda, and back to El Hamadi. Only whistles coming from the stands on that one.
And wonderful skill though, Phil, from the 31-year-old Khalid Boutaïb. Not just a hold-up player, wonderful change of direction in tight spaces. Zamalek man's looking good. There he is.
Claimed by Morocco. Dybala.
He was claimed by the wind.
Challenging this one, but sweeping it away.
Beautiful.
Mehdi Benatia. You kind of sense with some of the movement in the last transfer window that there would be some changes, but a bit surprising that Benatia was the one who moved on. Sent out to Al Duhail, the 31-year-old.
Yeah, playing his football in Qatar. And big part of that country's resurgence. Nasty day.
Bono says, let me deal with it. And again, even from a stop, the ball on the roll.
Kannemann all over.
Kind of an old debutant, now 28. This is just his 5th cap. Slotted in. Dybala tries to one-time it, cleared by Saiz.
He's looking for the onward run of Lautaro.
Line pass in the middle. Guido Rodríguez steps up. Offside at the top of the 18. Dybala
Guido
gets a hit to
Rodríguez
boot.
pushes this one in and absolutely stings it towards Lautaro, and he goes to chest this one, and he's very close. Take a look at this. It's a stinger pass. He's offside, but he's trying to do the right thing and settle it and turn at the same time. Doesn't have much option, but just offside. Both teams playing some smart football, and again, Mother Nature having her way. That minx.
A little cleaner hit this time by Bono. Mentioned born in Montreal, but left at a very young age. His parents from Morocco.
I think that's the coach with that laser beam telling them where to play the ball.
That is modern technology. No, over there.
Heaven no, that day will never come. But the way this life's going,
You and your fancy smash machines.
yeah.
15 minutes in the book. Well handled by Pezzella. Hakimi saying there was a touch the other way, but Argentina ball. Mentioned Morocco qualifying for the next continental championship in Egypt this summer. You can of course catch that on beIN Sports. Good step in by Boussoufa, anticipating. Here's Benatia. Boufal.
He's
Double teamed and chopped down. Argument from Paredes. As Argentina has the Copa America in Brazil this summer. That is a tournament that has eluded them by the barest of margins of late, all the way to the final, the last two. Maybe Messi's last chance. It'll have to be a big improvement from what we saw against Venezuela a few days ago if they're even going to get close to the final this time.
a multitude of players missing in that Argentina side, so they will be back. One of the big names for the team, as I said earlier, in my eyes, unlucky in the World Cup final that Messi dragged them to, and the 3 Copa Americas as well, having the highest goal scorer back, but it seems he's still getting criticism for his performances back in Argentina. I think the Real Betis fans like him more. But that's what he's been branded with. Oh, good ball!
Two players right on top of each other.
Does the flag go up? I don't think so. It's a beautiful ball played in, and this time the wind might actually help them. It's very difficult to play a ball in these conditions with the right placement. Look at that stiff wind. He's taking it all into account. But at the end of it, it's not the best of headers from Big Khalid. He's onside. Good ball.
Little space opening up, looking for Martínez. Second effort gets there. Blocked. Benatia sticking a boot in and finally cleared to midfield. Acuña lays it off. Dybala back post. And it sweeps through Hakimi. Did he get the touch? The referee in the middle saw something and tells the assistant to point for the corner.
A good ball from Marcus Acuña. Brad plays his football in Portugal with Sporting, and that's a really nice invite. But again, man, that flipping wind is just starting to alter the ball just before it reached Dybala.
Ball slips through. Finally, a lunging tackle by Saiz. Kannemann with the touch. Now you talk about Acuña has done well at Sporting after making the jump from Racing, but some of the reports have him headed back across the pond as Boca might be looking for a left back.
Oh,
was that intentional? Bono got it there. Andrada making his debut today, the Boca keeper. Lautaro watches it bounce, and Saiz gets there first.
It seems like a swirling wind as well. It's not. There's times where it looks like it's going from the right to the left, but then in these stadiums, remember playing against the New York Cosmos and the old North American Soccer League on a windy day, and the wind would come into that stadium in that ball and just whip around. It seemed. It's almost impossible for the players to get a consistent read on it. So Lady Luck's definitely going to be hand in hand with Mother Nature here in this game. But I think it's admirable the way these teams have played so far. Some good skill under pressure there. Bad giveaway though.
Laid off top of the 18. Dybala gets it. Not cleanly though.
Well, I think it's a good snatch at an opportunity. He sees coming right at him in the, I think of a bee's eye. He's had some nice touches and has looked to the manner born. Hasn't played too many good games for Argentina though in my eyes, Phil. Dybala, his club football is sometimes really radiant, but for his country, very, very few and far between in his really stellar performances. He showed up here today. That might be a little bit harsh, I understand. Apologies to the Dybala fans, I'm one of them, but just expect a little bit more. He looks on the national team shirt, but how many players can you say that about?
Of course, then again, talking about underwhelming performances for the national team, you conceivably could be talking about 20, 30, or 40 players over the last few years. And if you're Diego Maradona, you might just want to encompass the entire national team program. The legendary number 10 has not hid his disgust at some of the recent performances. Then again, that's a rather high bar to live up to.
I think a lot of the South American continent countries would look at Argentina's record of those Copa America finals and the World Cup final and look at that. That is an absolute derision, but there's a tremendous effort, but it's not enough when you come from the land of Maradona.
Chance out wide. Players seemingly getting a bit more used to the wind. One touch, bursting forward Buffal, but beaten to the ball by Pezzella. Fiorentina defender doing well and giving up a throw-in.
Great crowd. Great response both ways as well. Nicely. And again. Lovely football.
They'll get the cross, dropping it back instead, soft inside, appealing for a whistle, Boutaï, but they never get the shot away, and now a foul the other way.
Wonderful football from Morocco. I think it comes to the end for Belhanda to try to usher it through, but really good, hesitant recalibration. And again, lovely football the other way.
Good chip forward, headed wide by Saiz.
Good run by Rodrigo de Paul there. Nicely. Oh, got away from him again.
Guido Rodríguez just slams it as it goes airborne. 24-year-old getting his second cap.
Lads better be careful where they're spitting. And this gale force almost.
I say it takes a real friend to tell you.
Look at that flag. That yell.
Ball played back to Bono, the Girona keeper. Didn't catch it clean, scrambling back Benatia. Hesitated smartly. And now with his left foot, Mazraoui.
Good
one
play.
back. Paredes.
He's in.
Slipping it through. Onside Pereira. Fans wanted an offside. Now it's Dybala curling. Knotted down. Still loose at the 6 and finally cleared away by a scrambling Moroccan
Tremendous
defense.
play by Argentina. Pereyra and Dybala again at the heart of it, and Lautaro getting involved. And again, it goes into the funny house of mirrors with that wind just altering the trajectory. Oh,
nice shot. Catching it all was Rodríguez.
Yep, good play from Guido. Smacks this one, and there's been a number of good attempts. There's that one that just nearly falls in there. You see it, wind picking up the ball basically and taking it unfortunately away from Lautaro Martínez. On another day, it's probably bouncing directly towards him.
Chance as they cut back, curling it around for Mazraoui. Does well.
Good player. And the patient until the right option presents itself. That'll hold.
That might, and the spin just picks up at the last moment.
Again, wind puts its hands around the ball, and this lovely lofted pass from Big Khalid Boutaïb. Lovely little switch, stab ball, and he just runs away from Mazraoui.
Natia turned his back and the ball almost deflects into the path.
Good play.
Boutaïb looking comfortable up front. Bouncing off the challenge. And now a tangle at midfield.
Been that way ever since the first whistle was blown. A real good edge about this friendly.
Anytime you take on a team that has the history of Argentina, the temperature is going to go up a bit. The ball knocked down, and especially for Morocco, who, as you pointed out, Ray, might have impressed during the World Cup, but still failed according to what Renard was hoping for. And now with an African championship looming just a couple of months away, this really a good test for his side.
I think they've done tremendously well, and this is easy pickings. But nearly
reach back.
Yeah, it looked like easy pickings, and then again, the wind grabbed a hold of it.
Well, you
But
catch
no,
that
Phil,
the
I
right
think
way.
Renard has done an outstanding job. This is a footballing team. He's blended in, and they played beautifully, not just out of the back, but throughout their midfield, up front. They've been playing sweet football. The conditions are certainly going to have an effect, but you know, it's consistent football by Morocco.
Dybala.
And the style that they're playing defensively, they've done extremely well. Clean sheets in 5 of the last 6 matches since the World Cup. Oh, all together, it'll be a real good, I wouldn't say a dark horse for the African Cup of Nations. It'll be probably one of the teams fancy to make a good deep run.
Well, the array of those, 5 of the 6 have come in African group play. Well, they were one of the heavy favorites, although included was a 2-0 home win against Cameroon. The lone friendly was against their rivals in the north, a 1-0 road win at Tunisia.
And this is starting to get a little bit nasty, and Sikazwe has got to really start clamping down on this game before it gets caught up in the wind as well, and it gets taken out of control. Yeah, and I think this is a deserved card against Khalid. In live time, it looked like there was no need for it. I don't think it was a question of him being unable to stop his momentum through the play. I think he actually goes for this. Take a look again. Right there, yeah, he gets him on top, and then Juan gets ratcheted through at the bottom as well. So double dose of nasty medicine from the Moroccans. That's a good card by the ref.
And it was not the first foul by the big man, so perhaps persistent infringement, perhaps enough on that one altercation. Sikazwe, as I mentioned, he's been the referee for the Club World Cup final most recently, the African Confederation final, 2 matches in the recent World Cup.
Next again, beautiful ball.
Sliding back, Rodríguez anticipated well.
Again, Rodrigo de Paul throwing up nicely and smart with his feet. The return ball wasn't so good, but the ball from the Udinese man was spot on.
Morocco tends to play its matches around the country.
The Atlas Lions, Phil.
Yes, they do. And yes, they are. Ball back to Bono. This time puts a little more oomph on it. Kimi at the bend takes it right to Rodríguez. It's about 200 miles away as the crow flies from Casablanca. Little slip by Boussoufa. Lautaro Martínez still down on the ground. Well, this stadium might be relatively new, less than a decade old. Tangiers, over a millennia old, right on the north coast of Morocco. A lot of history. I'm trying to make a little bit from the footballing variety here today. A half hour in the book, no score. This could be a good chance to change that. Dybala.
Captures the right wind.
Paredes. It will be Paredes driving it low. Over Bono, but it goes wide.
Takes a nasty deflection off Martínez. Lautaro. I'm not sure if he's even trying to get out of the way of this. Take a look. Oh.
That might have been by design.
I'm not so sure, Phil. I think you're being very complimentary there. I think it's a stinger at goal, but hey, I wouldn't like to see the dress rehearsals for that type of shot. It's like a shot pass.
Well, at the moment, Argentina seems to be taking better advantage of the wind on those free kicks. You can get some strange bends kicking against the wind as well.
I'm giving up on trying to predict which way this wind is going, because it's changing all the time. It seems to be now heading from the left to the right. As you said earlier, Phil, the Real Madrid lad, Achraf Hakimi, we saw him. Yeah, take a look at this. Just gets out. Ooh, that's a sure.
He was the backup to Carvajal a season ago, but Odriozola picked up in the offseason and has done quite well.
Yeah, done brilliantly well, Phil. Hell, you got a high standard, man. And you're looking at this lad, Kannemann, for your Arsenal. Looks like he'll fit into the EPL, I'll tell you that. A lot of brawn about him.
An intelligent use of brawn.
Oh, for Arsenal it would be, of course. Well, we'll see if it works out for him. He's a good player there. I was going to say ex-Gremio man.
Maybe a little ahead of yourself. Ball bounces in for Bono. Left foot's that back to midfield.
Either way, now it's changed from, again, it's changed. Now we're looking at it from the right to the left, blowing down the pitch.
A little give and go. Hakimi seemed to step on the ball, although he says he was impeded. Fouled against Morocco near midfield.
They're getting it every time they turn on the ball. The Argentines are feeling the challenges from Morocco coming through like that.
Moment. These are the last matches for both teams before their continental championships. Would imagine a few friendlies.
Look at this.
The end of May or June. Little chip forward and it trickles away.
This referee is definitely letting this game getting a little bit out of order. The challenge on Dybala when the ball's played away. We'll take a look again if we get the chance, but there's certainly serious protestations. Dybala gets that's no challenge for the ball at all. When they play football, they're a sweet team to watch, Morocco, but man, they've got some nasty blades in there as well.
Well, it wasn't that long ago the certain U.S. manager was saying one of the things that was lacking was a touch of nastiness.
Sure, yeah.
Hervé Renard may be giving the same message to the Atlas Lions. Show your fangs.
Yeah, you can take a bit of the devil out of the player, but you cannot put it in, and that's going to be the challenge for that coach that you're talking about, Phil. A cultural thing as much as anything, a lot of times, but Argentina have been known as any shrinking violets. It is not dancing school, senor.
9 minutes left in regulation of this opening half. With all of the whistles, you could add 5 or 6 minutes of added time if you wanted to be a stickler, but kind of figure everyone wants to just get to the dressing room.
The referee might need a new whistle half time. That piece of cork. Do they still have the little ball in there?
Still have the little ball.
They still have a little cork.
Don't know if it's cork anymore. It's all ball bearings. All out on the far side off Pezzella. The 27-year-old center back let it get away. Morocco's gotten into the Argentine heads a bit with the physical play. We saw a good move earlier in this half down that corner. They do get a corner kick out of this one. Benatia pushing forward. Acosta and Saiz as well. That's the big man up front, Boutaïb. Zamalek striker looking to get at the end of this Boussoufa cross. 34-year-old hangs it up. Nodded wide by Da Costa.
I doubt we'll see a replay of this, but this trajectory on this ball is really strange. Thank you, Mr. Producer. Always on the ball. And right there, it just starts to wobble a bit. It seemed as if it was going to be able to be met by Da Costa. He's got his eyes locked on it, and then it just dies right in front of him and takes it away. And fortunately for Argentina, Pereyra sees that one just fade.
Ray, as you said, players sometimes hate playing in these conditions more than any other weather condition. But there are certain players that do love to take advantage. Although here, Benatia sees it squirt past, brought down by Lautaro, but he can't control. And plays like that corner kick, like some of these free kicks from Argentina. If you hit it just right, something strange could happen.
Yeah, but at the same token, Phil, the skill players, the ones that we actually pay money to watch, are the ones that suffer the most, because this cannot predict the run of the ball or the weight of the pass. And as you say, it becomes a little bit of a lottery at times. So I think we saw it with Argentina in the early going. They were pulling the trigger basically every time they got a chance. So I think Scaloni have sent out that message. And you see the whites of the goalpost here today. Let's have a crack. They've mixed it up as well with some lovely invention from Argentina earlier on. Very even game.
Well, whistles all the way across. Montiel switching all the way over to this left side, covering for Acuña, who got caught upfield.
Nicely. Yeah. Good run off of the ball by Martínez, and you would expect Dybala to be able to drop that one into somewhere in the area, but again, handball.
About 5 minutes remain. 34-year-old veteran Mubarak Boussoufa loose at the top of the 18, cleared, but only as far as El Amadi. Asraoui. Boussoufa almost sneaks it through. Good anticipation. And Rodríguez up the line. Throw in about box high. The Ajax right back can't find the target. Whacked back to midfield. Benatia is there. Things calming down just a bit. Wasn't sure we were going to still have 22 players on the field by the half. Sneaking it through Belanda. There have been 11 shots on goal combined, which is less than both teams' foul counts, and this may be one of the nastiest. A yellow by Lautaro Martínez, letting his frustration show.
Can hardly see it's a surprise. It's tit for tat, and
if the referee's not going to protect you,
right.
Catching him with that trailing leg. Maybe a bit of misfortune, but he did go in hard. Boussoufa back to his feet. Spin off the boot from Benatia. Acuña the other way. El Hamadi. Montiel back on the right. And Dybala not on the same page. Kicks off the heels but stays in play, and now a touch down the line. Golden chance here. Taib. No one really in the middle as the big man out wide. Chatia stripped. Seems to pull down DePaul, and finally, dangerous play.
Finally is right, because Rodrigo DePaul gets absolutely rifled through here, and this game is from the get-go has seen some real nastiness, and it's beyond two rams putting horns on the hillside. This fingers of pure intent, particularly from Kannemann here, but he's getting support from all of his men, and the Moroccans in backing down. Rodrigo DePaul, I thought, has got the biggest axe to grind, because I thought in lifetime he really got whacked.
Benatia just whipping him to the ground, and he will go in the book.
This is after. This is Kannemann again under the face, but prior to that you saw behind the play Rodrigo DePaul. The referee allowed play to continue, and that's when it led to what we saw. Sharp play again from Argentina, playing through the knives.
Natia. Quickly back up is Lautaro. He's going to be whistled for the foul. He wasn't happy with the attention from Da Costa. And again, if the referee, what more can the referee do, though? He's already pulling out the yellows.
He's let it go too long. Let this gone too long. There was signs along this road that it was going to arrive at a place where there was a lot more broken bottle edge than what is deserved. And this is simply payback. There's elements about it as well, and it hasn't been much to do with the conditions, strangely enough. It's been just in the retribution being showed by two teams in response to one another. Tight game, Phil. And there's some real high-quality football being played despite the wind, and inviting those sorts of challenges. When you play slick football like that, you can see there, right up onto Dybala is Da Costa. So little space to find here, and when challenges are going in like that, you know that it's going to be that sort of game.
Bernard does not seem to be that bothered at the moment.
Now, as we approach half-time, I think both coaches, given the circumstances here, will be pretty pleased on a lot of the lead-up.
Nice touch by Rodríguez.
Quite the finishing element. And good play by Rodríguez. Got a good supporting player as well.
Boos and whistles with 2 minutes left to go in this
Pereyra
opening half.
It was very good in support there, and it would have been a lovely, a nice couple of yards of space there. Pereyra, but Martínez goes for the spectacular hit.
Taib, Hakimi, Dortmund youngster wins a throw-in. Loose inside. He's back the other way. Trying to dribble his way through Montiel. More of the man than the ball on that challenge, El Ahmadi.
That makes a change.
His apologies.
That's just a wicked, reckless challenge. He's leaving both of his feet. He's diving through the player. When it reaches this point, Phil, for the sake of the players and their clubs, there needs to be a sending off to send a stronger message.
And you know what? There's the argument that it maybe takes the game out of this friendly, but it also goes a long way towards assuring everyone's able to walk away from the friendly.
Yeah, it hasn't been one-way traffic either. It could be a message sent by this referee. It could have happened a lot earlier that a player from each team got the marching orders. We don't want to see that, but I think I'd rather see that than some of the challenges going in on some very talented players who are being put at risk here.
Well, no score in the opening half, except for perhaps the players. He's kind of her protector, although she has a few others of her own. Head into the final year, Ray. You can watch a whole bunch.
Nah, I'm not into that.
It's a little less violent from what we saw in the first half, though.
He looks a little bit like Rod Stewart, personally.
Checking his watches, Janny Sikazwe, and the second half underway. Checking to see if there's any changes. Again, it is an international friendly, so up to 6 allowed. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson. We are glad you have joined us, and if you switch on the SAP button or watching on en Espanol, Jose Hernandez, Paulo Marinho available. Ball touched into the middle, but just poked free by Benatia. Trying to force it out, El Amadi, but unable to do so. Acuña.
Oh,
carries through, but Paredes' shot goes wide.
Can never wrap his foot around this one, but a nice attack led down the left side by Marcos Acuña. And it's a lovely invite, flashing in between Bono and his defence.
Anchoring that back line, ball flicked on, challenging the cleats Pezzella as that one rolls away. It is the Boca keeper Andrada making his debut in the Argentine net. Montiel, Pezzella, Kannemann and Acuña the back line. Pereyra, Paredes and Rodríguez the midfield. Dybala, Martínez and Rodrigo de Paul the attack.
Been a real energetic type of game as well. Plenty of spark to it, but strangely both goalkeepers probably been the least announced names in the first 46 minutes here. Oh, that'll tell you something about the game itself.
Skips through, and the 34-year-old Boussoufa fast enough to keep it in, but not keep his feet, as you see the divot ripped up on the far side. It's the Montreal-born Yassine Bono in goal. The Girona man fronted by Mazraoui, Benatia, Da Costa and Hakimi. Saiz dropping back between Boussoufa and Al-Amadi. Miranda Boufal and Boutaïb up front. Here is Sofiane Boufal, and he will earn a corner kick on the far side, the Celta de Vigo attacker.
Well, it takes 3 to lock him down. Wonderful quick feet and lovely control of the ball by Boufal. Again, typical of a lot of these Moroccan midfielders and attackers. Really good, quick, slick skill. This wind.
And it has been a rather swirling wind, even though not really the bowl shape of this Grand Stade. The wind doesn't seem to mind. Driving it in low, glanced away. A little slip and a stumble by Paredes keeps the door open. Boutaïb back. Al-Amadi into the middle, but stolen away. Threaded forward for Lautaro Martínez, but Hakimi using his speed. Not bad by the 20-year-old defender, but he's not going to get the call. Martínez in the middle, carries all the way through, and just too fast. Good chance on the counter for Argentina goes wanting.
Yeah, the ball played in. Things with Pereyra looking for Martínez in that area, very close to finding it. Good movement all the way down the pitch from Argentina.
Might keep that one in. Pezzella again tries to settle. Yolanda, the Galatasaray playmaker, with his dancing shoes on. Hakimi dispossessed. Dybala. Would say he's had a quiet game, but there have been a few shouts when he's been hacked to the ground. Clears it away. Ray, it seems like a rather impossible bar to hurdle. You can normally say the same with the treatment that Lionel Messi gets in almost every game. There's a certain extra attention, and well, you could say Paulo Dybala really hasn't had the chance because he's been fouled so much. When he's filling in for Lionel Messi, somehow he's got to find a way to make an impact.
Well, it's been sporadic in that, not just the involvement of Dybala, there's been no real rhythm to either side's football. It's 6 of one, half a dozen the other, going both ways, Phil. I think it's fair to say possession stats show hasn't been very consistent with it because of this horrible wind. It really has disturbed the players' pattern of play. It's a tough one for the coaches to gauge, but I think both Scaloni and Renard, I actually think it's a bit of an improved performance from Argentina in a lot of ways, particularly defensively. And the Montiel and Acuña have been joining in nicely from their fullback positions, but again, there's been no final telling ball and no open passes. And this Morocco side are doing an admirable job just putting the cork in the bottle everywhere. Still fancy a goal though. It might be one of those Zardes types of goals. I still think Zardes was chipping that one. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Off the stone guy.
Yeah.
Well, we saw a couple of things in the first half. Free kicks from Argentina, corner kicks from Morocco, where because of the wind, the ball does something strange.
Oh, good tackle, that. Wonderful challenge from Pezzella. He had to time that one right. That's good intervention.
Let me ask you this. Maybe they just haven't had the openings, as we see there, Acuña knocked down. All that's missing is the Benny Hill music. And back to the veteran Boussoufa. I was going to say, because of the wind, maybe a little surprised that the players haven't tried shots from long range.
Yeah, in the early going you thought it was going to be that type of game, but absolutely right, Phil. It faded away a little bit more, but it was like shooty-ins. Look out.
Chance here, tucked across, a hit right at the edge of the 18, and it's going to be whistled just outside. Boussoufa right now screaming that he was on the chalk, Boutaïb, but the call has already been made. Mubarak Boussoufa playing an integral role here in the second half.
Veteran player, but he's not pulling out and protecting them 34-year-old bones. He comes across, and again, man, the wind plays its way on holding up the ball, and it's just a touch, and Kannemann, of all people, would you be surprised? Comes across.
If there was VAR, there's a very good chance this would be a penalty. But they'll have to do it the long distance way.
Well, Big Walter living up to his name there, Kannemann. Tough as they come. I don't think he'll be coming out of this Argentine back line for a while either. Hasn't got a big amount of caps. This will be his fifth.
Correct. Lifted into the wall off the boot of Buffal. That is an interesting point, Ray, because everyone kind of looking into the attack and the midfield for the replacements for Argentina under Scaloni, but the more obvious ones might be on the back line. Trying to turn it back upfield, El Hamadi, but he does. And you think Otamendi getting up there, now 31. Funes Mori, for as much potential as he had, has he really reached it? And now he's 28. Marcos Rojo always looks like a left back playing out of position. And Fazio, now 32 years of age, also a little long in the tooth. The point where the likes of a Pezzella, the likes of a Kannemann, the likes of a Lisandro Martínez may be the chance to stake their claim. Juan Foyt, the youngster who plays his football at Tottenham, also a promising player, but was victimized against Venezuela several times.
Yeah.
And here the switch as Mati Suarez checks in, the 30-year-old from River Plate, making his second Argentine appearance.
The players that you mentioned, it's Martínez, Lisandro Martínez, for me, who's showing real good promise. And one that they'll try to bring along with 21. Get this ball popping around.
Well, maybe Lautaro exiting because of a caution, but Dybala now with a new front line mate. One back, sprinting through Paredes. Inside is Suarez, tries to take it himself on the far side. Actually, Rodrigo de Paul. And a touch of skill with his 18-yard box gaping.
Rodrigo de Paul, yeah, just got away from him and trapped under his feet at the end after he regained it. But he had a couple of targets on the inside. It was a lovely little squirrel on a telephone wire run by the young Udinese man. And it looked like it was going to lead to some more serious danger.
Substitutes loosening up. Argentina making its first. Could have been a handball.
Yeah. Paul again, nicely.
Overlap is on, through into the middle, and Saiz throws his body in the way and pays the price.
Well, urgent defending from Saiz. Lovely play down that right side and reading it well. Good focus, good tracking back. Clear.
And the ball rolls almost 10 yards away. If they can get the kick in this time, they do. Looked like a body flying. Sikazwe seems to see it, but Pezzella not getting the call. We focus so much on the Argentine side. Talk about Saiz, big part of Wolverhampton's push up the table.
Yeah.
Bono, rock solid in the Girona nets. Kind of have a feeling Morocco, maybe not the favorite, but they have to be among the favorites. Of course, so much depends upon the draw for the AFCON, which is set for April 10th. Just a couple of months before it kicks underway in Egypt for real. Egypt, by the way, shocked by Nigeria earlier today. Nice to the inside, Hakimi. And that one just took off. Suarez tripped up right on the chalk. Free kick in the midfield. Cleared away by Benatia. Argentina
stepped up again this second half a little bit. Argentina wants
Spin keeps it in.
Well,
Costa in the way. More composed, it seems. There's changes upcoming for Morocco. Abdelhamid, Ait Benasser, both getting a talking to. All deflected up and over. Both teams with their hands in the air, but it will go Argentina's way.
Yeah, comes off the big man, Boutaib. Little unlucky because the first flick was from Pezzella.
This one into the middle, punched away by Bono.
Well dealt with.
And it looked like the changes are ready. Although the first one will come from Argentina. Nope, they actually do have the Moroccan numbers up. Argentina also gearing up. Pereira will be the one player checking into the attack. Benatia exits. Again, with a caution, maybe that playing a role. Hamadi, the other player who checks out. They're taking out a defender and a midfielder. Sticking in Yunus Abdelhamid and Youssef Ait Benasser. And Correa will be checking in for Rodrigo de Paul.
There's some concern about Correa being anywhere near available for this game, but the Atletico man. Rodrigo de Paul showed some nice flashes, some nice involvement at times. 24-year-old, very hard working, but there was some nice interplay, and he did get the opportunities. Tough night though for a skilled player. There's a one. He could open up a can of beans from 50 yards.
And make it look like you did it. Shot rolls harmlessly wide. Yunus Abdelhamid, a French-born 31-year-old defender who plays for France, his fourth cap. Youssef Benasser, loaned by Monaco to Saint-Etienne, making his 19th appearance. Almost stolen away. Which way will it bounce? Right back to Pezzella. Trickles away for an Argentine throw. Dybala getting an extended run out past the hour mark. For as much talent as Argentina has, really no one like him on the bench. Lanzini, Benedetto, Lo Celso. Chipping it forward, almost bites to hold for Boussoufa. Cross for Montiel. Overplayed defender, sees it poked away, plays it back. Just carries over Montiel as it gets caught in the wind. Will this one hold? Not even Hakimi fast enough.
Ultra scrappy game with flashes of real nice connectivity. Wings interfered with these wonderful people's passion and belief of seeing a free-flowing open game. It would have been so much different for certain, because there's been enough ability being shown by Renard's team, Bill, and Oscaloni's team. Looks a little bit better integrated, and the lines have been a little stronger, but a game like this could use that flash of pure inspiration from the magic man. And it doesn't look as if that has been produced anywhere close to the standard where you think, well, put you on the edge of your seat. And again, Dybala been in and out of this game. He's had lots of company.
Headed back into the middle, and Mona will grab hold gratefully. We're only 3 months away from the Copa America.
Yeah.
Threaded ball forward as Morocco finding its feet. Boufal with Hakimi.
Challenge.
Pereyra. Relatively quiet game for the Watford winger.
Nicely again. Touches by Pezzella.
Montiel bumps down and a foul, says the ref. Like a change coming after the hour mark, 2/3 of the way into this one. This one seems to be by design. Andrada exits, and the 24-year-old from Udinese, Juan Musso, making his Argentina debut. So a couple of debutants in goal. The ex-Racing goalkeeper, maybe the goalkeeper of the future. Is that part of town, normally wearing the Independiente colors. It tends to be the cradle of goalkeepers, but Musso looking really good in the Argentine youth ranks, now getting a chance with the senior side.
And that interconnectivity is faded for Argentina. Said earlier, it's been sporadic at best. It has been there, but it's glinting gold. It just gets lost in the manhandling of this defensive setup by Morocco.
On the far side, keeping his feet, Mazraoui.
Nice play.
Looks like getting more involved in the attack.
Boussoufa. Options.
Boufal. The Celta de Vigo man dispossessed.
Yeah, a nice little dagger ball presenting for Boussoufa on the inside of him as he made that run.
Spins and leaves Rodríguez in his wake. Good idea, but the run from Boufal never came. $20 and change to go. Mentioned this is the final, I guess, pre-roster friendlies for both of these teams.
Nice.
Chipped in, but too much on it, and the flag probably would have brought it to a close.
Play by Correa. This little fade away. A nice supply by Pereyra for him as well. But again, time after time, Phil, the last piece of the Lego puzzle just not clicking into place by either team. And Argentina certainly stepped up a little bit in the free-flowing football in this second half. But I can't really identify any particular reason why. But Morocco has gone back into the grass a little bit compared to their first half performance.
I think one thing we can appreciate is the fact that the knives have gone back into the sheaths for both teams. They're actually playing a bit.
Yeah. And the wind has seemed to have settled down just a little bit as well.
Trying to stare through the laser beam. The 24-year-old goalkeeper chipped into the corner, seemingly catching them by surprise a bit. Buffon. Well covered. Carries away, though, for Morocco to reclaim. Chance here. A little bit of a tangle, though. Rodríguez did enough.
Despite his absence, I think you could call this a messy game.
Ba-dum-bum. Dybala running out of ideas and real estate. Right, there's always, and not just for Argentina, Barcelona as well, the criticism of Messi dependencia. That whenever Messi is out there, it's almost as though the team is weaker because everyone knows what he can do. They're waiting for him to do it. But that should mean you get a better picture of what's on display when he's not out there. Is this enough for Argentina?
Good tackle.
Got the ball cleanly, even though Boussoufa maybe stepping in here.
Yeah, I thought it was a good reach in by Paredes.
Oh,
good skill that.
Here's Buffon. And from behind, the ball poked away, but Rodríguez got the man.
Oh, tremendous run. And right at the end, he is stopped in his tracks from behind, just as he was about to line up and pull the trigger, in all likelihood. Good play by the Celta Vigo man. This setup was a lovely piece of glittering skill on the run. And this is a great distance, wonderful angle. Taking all of the equation into account, then they've got to factor in Mother Nature. And this is a good one to strike. The experience of the man from Saudi Arabia. Boussoufa looks like he wants a piece of the action.
Nervously dancing a yard off his line, the Udinese keeper.
This wall's creeping close.
7 goals in his Moroccan career. Can he catch a breeze? Well, he caught ahead of the wall, and out quickly is Musso. Player injured in the collision, and they'll put it into touch so he can get some treatment. Ooh. What you think?
Elbow is away from him. Argument will be he's protecting his face. Oh, good performance by Boussoufa. The final piece. And always with a smile, this crowd. I've had some. Oh, it's a good player coming in as well.
Fajr able to check in. And it looks like Boutaïb also checking out. Alioui will check in. Fajr now 30 years of age. Back in France for Caen. Alioui, the 26-year-old, also in France for Nîmes, making his 12th appearance.
We caught a lot of games for this man, Fajr, Phil. He played for Deportivo La Coruña and Getafe. Consistent player. Usually brings a good deal of danger.
See if there's a little sunlight in the Moroccan attack now. 15 minutes to go. Almost snuck through. Second effort, Saiss heads it away from Dybala. Paredes, PSG midfielder, exits. Argentina with another change. Rodrigo Zanacho checking in. Another debutant, this one Cacho Puget's Super League leading Racing. 21-year-old midfielder.
Good opportunity here for Argentina from the set piece. They need all the big dock cranes up here, as he can drop it into a thimble. Dybala, despite the wind, got some good targets, and both teams got good sizable players, as you'll see here. The heavyweight coming in.
That will curl away, headed back by Pezzella, stays in. Kannemann trying to keep in possession, and he does. Back for Acuña. Delicately down the line. Turning back in Correa. Saiss slams it high. Correa again causing problems. Acuña with the touch and wins it back. Deflected away, but it will be Morocco ball. Man's not happy, thinking he was trying to steal one there. Still two more substitutes available for Scaloni. Two more for Renard as well. And you're pleading his innocence, but you could hear a bit of the contact. Riding the challenge and now pulling it back, Belanda. Been relatively quiet over the 90 minutes. Another change with Gio Lo Celso getting set to check in. Curling ball, but almost intercepted. Slammed into touch. The defense can react. There's another change in the Argentina midfield. Maloney from PSG, and it is Dybala who exits.
Well, started out very well, and just part of a very fragmented game. I don't think he can take much out of the game, let alone the individual performances, but he certainly came with a good attitude and nice on the ball, and had his spots where he was individually creative and dangerous, which you would expect with Dybala. It's fitting him into the whole spirograph of the pattern of play for Argentina. It's determining what that pattern's going to be, because so many high-class, high-quality players out of the lineup, Phil. some big players as well, the likes of Di Maria, Kun Aguero, Higuain. You take your pick, but it's that back line for me, as much in the midfield as well, on how Scaloni is going to try to construct this team to come together as a unit, and we'll see how it develops towards the Copa America.
A harassing Mazraoui, who handles it well, but won back by Argentina in the midfield, although with the help of a foul, says the referee. With those changes, Mati Suarez slides to the middle in a much more traditional 4-3-3.
There's a player who's just started to get into the national team as well, and in the spotty moments that I've seen Suarez play the last 2 games, he's just an admirable type of performance. He's not one of the big outstanding players. 30-year-old now, the River Plate man, but he might be an ingredient in this team. Again,
and you look at another that's on the bench.
That was him right there. Nice touch.
It's Dario Benedetto, who's 28. So
sure.
As far as that number 9 position, the big center forward, no real young guns. In fact, you'd kind of figure if they could ever find a way to make it work. Mauro Icardi seems destined, but who knows where his destiny takes him.
Yeah, he's back training now, back in Italy.
Scaloni said that was one of the reasons, the fact he was not in game shape. And he did call him up, although that was in the window without Lionel Messi. And if you believe the reports, they're going back to the Icardi controversy with his wife, who had been married to another Argentine soccer player who happens to be rather good friends with Lionel Messi. It's almost like watching a soap opera, but sooner or later it comes down to winning games, Ray. Pezzella on the sideline getting some treatment. Trainers telling Scaloni.
I'm not picking up on the Icardi soap opera, Phil, if you're looking to lead me down that dark alley. Thank you very much.
From a soap opera perspective, maybe not, but from a center forward perspective?
Well, it's integrated. It's why a lot of the teams are looking at the player of Icardi and the type of Louis Vuitton baggage that he will bring. A player is undoubtedly, but he's a special type of cleaner as well. And a player that doesn't come back for the ball, or doesn't go wide. And in Higuain, I thought they had the right player to get that dynamic, and that's been, just say, a disappointment in itself. But that's just one component. There's a multitude, right from the governing authorities of the Argentine Football Association, passing all the way down. Goes back to the Peckerman days, where Argentina were winning 5 under-20 World Cups, and now that talent has not been nurtured enough in a formative way.
Almost through.
Again, Suarez wanted it in his feet, and had he made that little run, he would have been in one-on-one. So it's gone tonight for both teams.
Another change about ready for Morocco. Youssef En-Nesyri, another promising youngster.
Oh, nicely.
Chance here.
Suarez
dribbling
was
it across Correa. Back the other way, and he sneaks it past the big man Bono. And finally a goal for the Albiceleste.
It's Suarez who sets it up. I tell you, he's a good player, this lad from River Plate. Matias Suarez, I believe it is, that cuts in and puts it on a beautiful golden altar for Angel Correa, who is the benefactor of Suarez's vision and touch and placement. Take a look again. There's the part where he gets played in and he screws it back into the side. But the pass to set him up was as beautiful to watch for me as the finish. Wonderful play in the end from Correa, but I want to see that again, because Matias Suarez, I'm pretty sure, Phil, it was him that was taking control and cutting in, and lovely visionary pass
So now Morocco chasing. 6 minutes of regulation remain. A pep in the step for Argentina. Dybala could not get that play done through the opening 75 minutes. Correa off the bench and does get the shot away. So as great as the pass was, Correa the one who put the cherry on top. Driving it in on the curl. Smashed away Pezzella. Long shot blocked. Second effort.
It wasn't as much as it was a great pass, but it was so considerate and quick, and Suarez made his mind up so intuitively and naturally on the run, and a couple of touches I think he had on it before he saw the good run from Correa, and that's what ignited the blue touch paper.
One has a chance to stay in. Good work by Hakimi to keep up with the run. Around Pezzella. Tries to rifle at the top of the 18. Benasser. Hamid. Hakimi. Belanda. And he runs right into Suarez. 1-0, Correa the goal. Fans whistling a bit and wanted to see more. They might see it here. Boufal triple teamed, seemed to be bumped from behind and slams into Pezzella. Poked free, but that one with a little help. Free kick Argentina just across midfield. Again, as he's been doing for nearly 90 minutes, Janny Sikazwe asking the players to keep their cool. Much calmer in the second half. And you see a couple of changes. Mehdi Bourabi exits or enters for Belanda. And they're also taking out Da Costa off the back line. And they're bringing in Oussama Idrissi. Pereira bundled over, and he will get a corner kick out of it. Argentina in no rush to take it.
It's one of the few examples all night long where we've seen a good run off of the ball through the traffic of the red shirts by Correa. The other end was the big man Udaib, who had a couple of similar opportunities. Just hold the flag back for him, ref.
Are they allowed to do that? I don't think they are. Well, let's see. He will now. Short corners there for Lo Celso. Instead, he'll take it in, bobbled by Bono. He gets to the loose ball. The final changes made by Renard. Well, he might be disappointed with the scoreboard at the moment. It's been a good test against Argentina in preparation for the AFCON.
First half in particular, I think he'll take a lot of heart from, but so much of the paper with the X's and O's and the strategy will just be, both coaches will be rolling it in and playing hoops with them into the garbage can, because a lot of the attitude was right from both teams, and that's heartening in itself. Not a good application. Look out.
Into the top of the 18, well defended. Suarez. Nice turn by Benasser. I think on the other side, at Scaloni, is there's a nice try on that far flank. Whistle for the foul. Scaloni has to, like you talked about attitude, but sooner or later it's the ability to overcome the obstacle. And sure, this is just a friendly, but that Correa goal might be something to build on. 45 fouls.
The truth is, Phil, it'll be 80% of these players come the Copa America will probably be in and around the bench, but there's been some good stand-up performances.
Looking for the equalizer, loose, shot for the first time, bobbled, Saiz battling for it, and then cleared away.
Guido Rodríguez that comes to the rescue here, I believe, Phil.
Second effort, flicked on and just over the charge. No chance for Aliwi, but they will get the corner. Looked like it came off an attacker, but Morocco will take it. Zambian ref giving the hosts a chance to equalize here. Flicked back to the middle by Saiz. Reclaimed by Mazraoui. Hajir. No foul.
Wants it back.
Boufal with Fajir, but then he grabs hold as he's stripped. And a foul with a free kick for Argentina in the corner.
Well, here's the look. Nice cut in here, but then all returned nicely, and then this slingshot home. Very good.
And as you said, it was the substitute Suarez.
Stabs it in, right into straight, and it's a quicksilver pass, asking a question of Correa. And Correa's control was absolutely top class. And here you see the jubilation as the lads go disco.
Roberto Pereira's day is done. It will be Ivan Marcone, the final substitute for Scaloni. Ray, something you alluded to, players that we see today might be more likely to be on the bench than in the starting lineup, but it would have been a big surprise for Correa not to be on that Copa America roster.
Sure.
But the pass from Mati Suarez might be enough to have put his name on there.
Yeah, but there was a lot more to him. The last game against Venezuela, when he got in, this man here battling for his colours. Again, he's been around the block, ex-Anderlecht player for many, many years, and really was big money by one of the Russian teams, I remember, coming in for Matias Suarez, but the deal fell through for some reason and went back to Belgrano. That's his club. 2-time stints at Belgrano. Phil, I'm not saying that he's the bee's knees or the cat's meow, but he's a good player.
And no one's really grabbed that starting spot, so you'd figure he might have done enough to put his name in the mix.
Again, man, there's so little working out for this Argentina national team with all the tremendous coaches that they have had in the recent past, and still they cannot figure it out. How do you adapt this Koh-i-Noor diamond called Messi into this team?
High, headed down, but an easy grab denying Abdelhamid for Juan Musso.
And it's not as if the support players are bread and butter. It's big challenge, and as you said, Phil, Copa America will probably be Leo's last chance to lift the national trophy for his Albiceleste.
It's a possibility on the soft touch, Bono out, but all the talk of a 2020 Copa America, and then of course Qatar 2022, but sooner or later he's not going to be able to carry the team.
No, there's been no evidence that the support around him, and also, let's be honest, the actual transference of carrying the team over that winning line hasn't been there. Strange game here today. Argentina get the result with Korea, but it was a scrappy, disjointed game, full of nasty bottle edge in the first half. So two teams challenged in the character department. Argentina get a much-needed boost.
4 shots on goal, 1 went in. Nearly 50 fouls on the day. Argentina survives Morocco 1-0.